Hi, you're listening to The Pit Stop. That's with two T's on WSVC Radio. I'm Stephen Foss.
And I'm Leo's son.
And we were gone last week. Sorry about that. It was Thanksgiving break, and we were both tired. So, sorry about that. But
Tired and hungry.
we're back, and it's Leo's turn to present. So, Leo, what do you have for us this evening?
Well, in the spirit of all things November, which was last week, and with, football season kind of, getting up there with, college and professional NFL going on,
Right.
I'd like to talk about how professional football has some of its roots in Latrobe, Pennsylvania.
Alrighty, sounds good. All right, so.
Let me just start with that football, arrived to United States, as early as, the 1840s.
Okay.
But the thing is, it wasn't, considered pro. So,
Right.
Professional versus, amateur.
Yeah.
Professional, you get paid for it, right?
Yeah, okay.
So a lot of things that made football popular in the U.S. was, Ivy League, Yale. Football is derived from rugby.
Okay.
And, but
Okay.
the games, the rules were changed to make it American.
Yeah, brother. Oh, yeah. Okay.
An interesting thing I found in my research was that football games used to be played on roads in town.
What?
On roads between towns. So in the
Okay, were they gravel or asphalt? It doesn't matter. Either way, that must have really sucked when you got
also
tackled.
there could be as many players as possible that could join. So it was just a really big game. Between
This sounds
towns.
American as heck. Oh
Right.
yeah.
And so in the I think it's the 1905 Highway Transportation Act. They had to ban football between towns. I might be wrong about it. It was the Highway Transportation Act, but I have to make sure it was 1905.
Okay.
But I just thought that was funny.
Oh, that is hilarious. Yes.
But it's just the merits back then of an amateur game is that it's just done for the passion of it, right?
The passion.
Anyone can do it, right?
Right.
And I mean it's the Olympics. They used to be amateur games, and they,
This is true.
and
yeah.
I technically they still are. The reason people make money from the Olympics is if they get sponsorships
Yeah.
from brands.
Yeah. That's true.
But a lot of them are
So you have to be
pro.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyways, amateur football.
I love that image of just bunch of guys, just whoever has the ball, just tackle them.
Right.
That's just such a great image. Just early, mid 1800s America.
Oh yeah.
Just having a good old time with the boys,
Right.
Just tackle them on some roads.
Oh, yeah.
Just a quick question.
Yeah.
This is a question I had as soon as you mentioned that football came to America in like 1840 or so.
Yeah.
Do you know where it came from?
Britain.
Britain.
Right.
Okay, it was rugby.
Right,
Oh,
rugby.
okay. I could have picked
Rugby
up on
and,
that.
and association football, otherwise known as soccer. That's what the
Okay.
Wikipedia says. Anyways.
Right. Okay, moving on.
But
Thank you.
Yeah. The father of football, he made rules that only we would associate now, different from Walter Camp. That's his name.
Walter Camp. I was
Yeah.
gonna say the father of football. Is
Yeah.
he anonymous? No. Walter Camp.
Yes.
Walter.
Father of American football. Anyways.
Fantastic.
But those rules for football were made during the college years. So
Okay.
a lot of young men are playing this game emerging American football, right?
Right.
But once they get out of college, you see, they might as well keep playing the game,
Sure. Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
For the fun of it. Well, here is where we get to the professional football part. The NFL and all that. Well,
Yep.
some of it can be traced to the roots of Latrobe, Pennsylvania.
You mean it traces its roots to Latrobe,
Yeah.
Pennsylvania?
What did I say? I don't remember.
You said something just not quite in that order. All right.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'll stop nitpicking.
All right. So there's a little conflict of who was the first professional football player,
Okay.
and so it was misidentified in the 1930s
Oof.
by a doctor who, to be fair, a lot of records back then were kind of paper, right? So it's
yeah.
kind of hard.
Yeah.
But so originally everyone thought that the first professional football player was John Berlaire,
Mhm.
who played for the Latrobe Athletics Association.
Okay.
And he's technically a first if you consider him the first publicly paid football player.
Oh, okay. So there was there some underhanded
Yeah, prior to this,
Ah.
there were a lot of football players being paid under the table for amateur team. They were considered amateur, and that was considered bad back then.
okay.
Right.
Okay.
But the thing is that these amateur amateur teams got compensation for like if they won from like ticket sales and all that. The way that like some teams would do it is that they would be given like a trophy, or like, and then that trophy would be turned in for the compensation of it.
Oh,
so
okay.
technically speaking, they weren't paid to play, right?
Right.
Or they were just paid in like food.
Oh, well, does that count?
No, but like they receive compensation. But like,
okay.
See where like the grayness behind like
It
the
does.
first
I do see
professional
the. I
football
see
team.
the grayness. Yeah, it's not exactly like cut and dry. This guy was first.
Right, and it's not that it's like the first football team either.
Right.
Because that can be really messy with like college and like amateur, you know, and like where does so that Walter Camp guy. But anyways.
Okay.
But it's so. This John Verleri, right? He was actually a step-in for a guy on the Latrobe Athletics Association, which was founded in 1895.
Okay. So wait, 1895. That's when they started paying him, or that's when it was formed?
That's when the team was formed.
Okay. Okay.
But during the first season, Eddie Blair, who was the quarterback, had misscheduled had a conflict with a baseball team he was playing for.
He was double dipping.
Right.
He's playing baseball and football.
Right. So the manager, David Berry, he calls up Mr. John Verleri, right?
Okay.
And says, "Hey, you should play for us." And he was hesitant to do so.
Oh, did they give him some incentive?
Because he didn't want to get injured for the college scholarship, right?
Right.
So he gets compensation of $10.
Oh, man.
Along with cakes.
Cakes?
Yes, cakes.
I would have believed that they were like, we'll give you $10, and he was like, I don't know, and they're like, but we'll give you cake, and he was like, oh,
that does it,
done deal for me.
Guess how much $10 was?
I was gonna ask you that. How much was $10 back in 1895?
Right. You want to?
Did you do that? Did you crunch the numbers?
I did do something.
Okay, please tell me.
$375.
Okay, that's not a ton of money.
But for like a team that just started first season.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
Like I could see someone being turned over by oh, yeah, football game. Yeah,
that's a good amount of money.
Right.
Yeah, that's some good money. I'll buy some groceries with that. Whatever you needed to buy in 1895.
Right. And during the first game, the record was final score of 12-0, and John Verleri kicked 2 field goals.
Oh, so they won.
You're right.
Oh, fantastic.
Pretty good. But
go team.
It was in the 1960s when we discovered the first paid professional football player.
The first one who was paid under the table.
Right. Well, at least recorded.
Oh, okay.
And guess where he's from? Also Western PA.
Oh.
Yeah. The fellow of William Pudge.
Please, how do you spell that?
Pudge?
Pudge?
That's his nickname.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no. Heffelfinger.
Say it again. Say it again.
William Pudge Heffelfinger. You're having too much fun.
That is an amazing name. A fantastic name. The S tier name right there.
So he played for the Allegheny Athletic Association, but he was paid in 1892 for $500.
Oh.
Which was under the table.
In 2024 money, right?
No.
$500 in 1882 money?
1892 money.
1892 money. Yeah,
yes.
Sorry.
Whoa. Yeah, let me just double check how much that is again.
$500 back in 1892 had to be a lot of dough. Considering that you could go to the store and you could get like a whole slab of meat for 25 cents.
Right. And the thing is that John Verleri, he was only paid to play one game, to like step in. Right. He did play a second game against Altoona.
But he wasn't paid for that?
He was paid for the first one.
Did he give him more cakes?
But like the $500 for was the whole season for the
okay.
So that's why it's a little
I gotcha.
But that's around $18,000. Yeah, $17,340.
That is not bad.
Yeah.
Not bad at all.
It's just it's kind of funny to think about that. You know what I mean?
Oh, it's hilarious.
Yeah.
I think so anyway.
Anyways, John Verleri, he goes on to play for Washington and Jefferson. He goes on to coach some teams, and then he goes back to join Latrobe. And what is it?
Good for him.
Right. I think it's 1897.
Okay.
He goes back to play for Latrobe.
Okay.
And he wins against Punxsutawney 12-0.
Nice.
Another thing is that playing alongside John Valeri was the father of Jimmy Stewart. James
Really?
Stewart, yeah. Or
They're
Edward
both
Stewart.
named James Stewart.
I think it's Edward Stewart.
Edward Stewart.
Yeah.
That makes more sense. Because then wouldn't he be Jimmy Stewart the second? And
Yeah.
he's not.
So,
So, okay. That is still pretty cool, though.
it's a small town, right? Small world.
Yeah. Also, for any listeners who don't know who Jimmy Stewart is, yeah, he was in a lot of old movies, and he's a very good actor. And there's an entire museum dedicated to him in Indiana, Pennsylvania.
We probably should visit that sometime.
I've already visited it because
Oh.
my dad loves Jimmy Stewart.
Well, I want to visit it.
I will take you to visit.
I like him in Strategic Air Command. I've never seen It's a Wonderful Life, but I've seen Strategic.
You've never seen It's a Wonderful Life?
I've seen Strategic
Bro,
Air
Christmas
Command.
is coming. I'm going to make you watch It's a Wonderful
Hey,
Life.
that'd be a good Christmas episode.
There you go. Perfect. All right, back to football.
Anyways,
Anything else to report?
he entered the U.S. Army during the Spanish-American War for John Valeri, but he was stationed near Latrobe, so you can, yeah.
You're just a true and true Latrobe man.
Yeah.
In John Valeri here.
Then returned to college football, and then in the 1930s he was recognized by the National Football League for Latrobe, for the birthplace of professional football.
So
But-
just because of him,
Right.
they said that Latrobe was the birthplace of
Professional
football, which was like later like quote unquote debunked because of the guys who are being
Right,
fed money under the
But
table.
there is still a thing with that, actually, because the first all-professional football team goes to Latrobe.
Oh, really?
In 1897. Everyone is paid on the team.
Everybody got paid.
Yeah, so, like, it's kind of messy, but at least, like, we can be proud of that, right?
It is kind of messy. I can't even lie. Like
They had
it's convoluted, but like it's
they-
still cool.
They had a good season. It was, like,
yeah?
7-1 at, like, the first half of the season, and then 7-3. So that's
Okay.
that's pretty good.
Yeah.
And to celebrate, we bring back in Mozart Hall. Let me just...
Throwback to last episode, guys. Go check it out if you haven't listened yet.
They celebrate their win with celebrating Mozart Hall with between the $500 they get from all the ticket sales, divided amongst the 16 players. They get a chicken and waffles dinner for everyone.
At Mozart Hall.
Yeah,
Oh, that goes hard.
and
That's
it's
what's
like
up.
A stream of waffles. And chicken. Fortunately, the team started declining in the 1906 season.
Oh, no.
And then in 1909 they
Oh,
disbanded.
dear.
But it's pretty nice to know that there's history with this team. The NFL, like, to recognize it, in 1952, the Steelers played against the Green Bay Packers, and the Steelers won. But they played at Memorial Stadium in Latrobe.
Oh, really?
Right, and there were plans for
Oh, that's
profession-
cool.
you know how there's the Pro Baseball Hall of Fame?
Yeah.
There were plans for Pro Football Hall of Fame, but that went to Canton, Ohio, because the NFL traces its roots to, like, there for, like, the 1920s.
Okay.
But it's still, there's still history associated with Western PA, and football is pretty nice.
Absolutely, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the Steelers, they still train at, St. Vincent
They
College.
still train right here at St. Vincent College.
Summer camp, right.
Yeah. we went that one time.
Right.
Nothing really exciting happened.
I mean, if you're a really big fan of Steelers, then you should go. But, like,
if
you
you
just
knew what
wanna
you were
watch-
looking at, you probably would have enjoyed it more than me.
if you want to just watch people...
Run around and get sweaty.
You said it, I mean.
I'm so
there's
sorry.
a chance for you to get something autographed, which I think is cool.
Oh, that's really cool, actually.
I just think
it's
the,
cool.
The Steelers at least recognize, like, professional football.
That I think is cooler than me.
Yeah.
Than the training camp itself. I like that it's here, not that they train.
Mm-hmm.
No offense, Steelers. All right. Anything else about the birthplace of football? This is a cool topic. I can't even lie.
I agree. They just said that in 1979, John Valeri was voted one of the best pros not in the Hall of Fame by the Professional
Really?
Football Research Association. Yeah. So
Boy,
it's just,
boy, this he had a wild story.
oh yeah, but I don't know. It's just football.
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 I'm not a huge sports guy. You guys could listen to Catching the Facts if you are a big sports guy.
Wow, good right there. Tight end.
Yeah, way to tie it in. I'm sure Matt Boyer will like that. But I'm not a big sports guy. So I didn't expect to enjoy this topic as much as I did. So thank you, Leo.
Yes.
This has been a fun one.
Also, I guess I forgot to mention, Latrobe Athletics Association played against, I think, Allegheny or someone else. It was considered the first, like, all-star game.
The first, yeah.
So, like...
Yeah, I remember that, yeah.
Anyways.
I see, I I hate to be kind of rude, but was there a team named just the Latrobe Athletics Association?
Yeah, there was also another team, the Latrobe Steelworkers or something like
Well,
that.
then, yeah, no wonder the Athletics Association died. Their name isn't catchy enough. Steelworkers is like that's a better name.
They didn't give it enough revenue from people paying like ticket sales. Not enough ticket revenue.
That'll do it.
Yeah.
Well, is that a wrap right there?
I'd say that's right.
All right, that's a wrap. All right, guys, thank you guys so much for listening. We'll catch you guys next week here on the Pit Stop. I'm Stephen Foss.
And I'm Leo's son.
We will catch you guys next week. Bye-bye.
Hey there, listeners. I'm Matt Boyer, station manager of WSVC Radio. If you like what you're listening to, don't forget to hit the like, subscribe, and hit that bell button to be notified with all of our newest updates. Every day, one of our shows is releasing a new episode. Stick around and stay tuned.